Oh my goodness, there is this one thing that nobody mentioned in their pros and cons video on YouTube, because you know I watched it, okay? Nobody is talking about this. What's up, guys? It's Coach Shenae and I am back with another video. Welcome to episode 4 of my relocation series. Have y'all been enjoying the other videos? Make sure you check out all of the other videos if you plan on relocating. For the first video, if you plan on relocating anywhere, it's so many tips and tricks and things that are going to help you tremendously in that first video. But if you plan on moving to specifically Houston, make sure you watch all of the episodes 1 through 4, okay? Because I'm dropping all the tea on Houston, what it's like to live here, and guess what I got today? The pros and cons about living here in Houston. So of course I watched some other videos just to see what other people pros and cons were. Some I was able to relate to, others not so much. But in today's video, I will be giving you my pros and cons, my experiences since I've been living here, and maybe some will relate to you and maybe some will not. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into the video. So, of course, we are going to start off with the pros, okay? All the good stuff first. And just so you know, my pros do outweigh the cons. So, of course, I want to give you all the good stuff first. All right. So these are not in any particular order. I just kind of thought off the top of my head what I really like about living here and moving here. So the number one reason, well, I feel like this first one is number one for me, but it was opportunities, job market, and just entrepreneurship overall. So different categories, but they all fit perfectly here in Houston. So if you are looking for a larger audience that will bring more opportunities and more people for you to kind of shake hands with and bump elbows with, Houston is the place to be, okay? And it doesn't matter if you are work a regular 9 to 5, like where you want to get in the medical field, the oil field, the space field, any type of field here is great in Houston. Or if you're like myself and you are an entrepreneur, starting a business, growing a business, continuing a business is great here in Houston, again, because of all the opportunity and all the different people and avenues that you'll have a chance to reach. So that's definitely my number one. That was the reason why I initially moved to Houston, is because as a life coach, I wanted a larger market. I wanted people who want to invest in their personal growth and their overall life and what they want that to look like. And I found back home that a lot of people care about their life, but not enough to invest in it. For like how people care about their weight, but they don't care enough to invest in a personal trainer. Same here as a life coach. So definitely number one is all of the opportunity that is here in Houston. The second thing on my list is the diversity. It is so many different people living here in Houston. You will meet people from different countries. You will definitely meet people from different states, and I actually love that, because the first question or the first conversation you guys are going to have is, oh, where are you from? And a lot of times they are from out of state, which I love that, because oftentimes I don't know a lot about that particular state. So it's fun hearing about, you know, where people come from. And it's like the melting pot here in Houston, where all these people from different walks of life and different states and different countries, they come here into Houston and they are working, they are thriving. And yeah, so definitely diversity. I go to the grocery store and I'm going to see all different type of people, which just makes the environment and the neighborhood a little bit better, because too much of anything is not a good thing. The third thing on my list is dating. So I found down here that people or guys, in my case, are more likely to ask me on a date. Okay, you don't know me, we not from here. So of course, if you want my time and you want to get to know who I am, you're gonna have to ask me on a date. And I'm saying that, but it's so they do it anyway. They're gonna ask you out. Now, I'm not saying that you are going to come here and like have the best date of your life, but just comparing back home to here, guys back home more so the first thing they talking about is chilling, right? We from the same spot. You just want to chill, you want to be in my face. Where I just found that dating life down here is broader, right? You meeting people from the guys from the South who care about dating and want to date a lady and want to show you that chivalry is not dead. So I think that's the biggest advantage, where people mindset from different places are different, and how they treat a woman or a lady may be different from what I'm used to back home. So I do date from time to time when I feel like it. Oftentimes I am home working, focused, in alignment. But when I do step out, I do enjoy some masculine energy from time to time. Very much single, so hit your girl up. The next thing, which is my fourth thing on my list, is affordable living. People always ask me this question, and it is a very common question, like, what is the cost of living like in Houston? The best example I have is, let's say that you have $1,000 budget to work with as far as your rent circumstance. $1,000 back in Michigan is not going to get you much at all. The neighborhood won't be the best. Your apartment will be little. You know, the school districts won't be that good. It's just like $1,000 won't get you much in Michigan. Now, take that same $1,000 and move it down here to Houston. $1,000 might pay your rent and some of your utilities, because let's say that your rent is $850 or $900. You still have a nice apartment in a decent area with decent schools. You know, your apartment is most likely, it could be up to date, like where they redid the kitchens. So, you know, you got nice new kitchen cabinets, and it might not be the biggest, but it won't be the smallest either for that $850, $900 range. But you still got an extra little money to play with, which might could cover your water or your lights or just something. You know, you're gonna get something for your money. So even if you're not from Michigan, if you can relate to what I'm saying, you basically just get more bang for your buck in Houston. And that's the best way that I can speak about affordability here. It'll be nicer and you'll like the area a little bit more than what I'm compared to back at home. The next thing on my list, and I'm actually hungry right now, but is the food in the restaurants here. Oh my goodness. If you want to try a different restaurant or just different everything from, I can't even give you just think about a place that has every different type of food that you can think about, okay? Of course, they say Texas is best known for their barbecue and stuff like that. I'm still trying to find this bomb barbecue. I ain't gonna hate on the barbecue, but I'm just trying to find something that's better than my daddy ribs, because ain't nobody got nothing on my daddy ribs. I'm just put that out there. But everything is down here, all different types of food, Mexican, African, South Asian, everything is down here to eat. It's always somewhere to eat. There's always food, and it's not far, okay? It's gonna be up the street and around the corner, and with a lot of different varieties. So I love that about Houston. The next thing, okay, so, and this takes me right from food into nightlife, vibes, environment, entertainment, okay? It is here in Houston. So let's say that you go out midday for something to eat. That same spot that you are at it's most likely going to turn into a night thing where, you know, the DJ is going to come and, you know, of course they got day hookah, night hookah, it's all type of hookah anytime that you want it here. But I love how you can be somewhere at 5, 6 o'clock, and by 7, 8, 9 o'clock, it then turned into a cute little night spot where you can turn up with your man, turn up with your girls, and just have a good time. So the nightlife down here is definitely lit, okay? There is always something to do. And it's not just downtown, it's literally all over. You're gonna find something to do. You're never gonna be bored if you don't wanna be bored. Now me, I will step out on the night scene. Sometimes, do not get me wrong. But I am more of a homebody, so I haven't visited everywhere that I intend to visit, but I got a whole list of all different types of places to visit, and that is on my bucket list to definitely start visiting more of them places. Oh, and something else I love about the nightlife is a group of people can gather in one spot, and you don't gotta be worried about who about to fight, who about to start shooting. Oh, they looking crazy over there. They looking like they about to start something over there. I'm not saying that fights won't happen or that violence won't take place, but where I'm from, I've been stopped going out in my hometown because all it is fighting, messy, ghetto, envy, jealousy. Like, nobody even is partying. Everybody is standing against the wall, looking at people and mugging them as they come in. When I say when you come down in Houston, you are going to be lit. The party is going to be lit. Everybody going to be dancing, buying drinks, having a good time. A lot of Black people can gather in one spot and it not be a thing. You know, you literally are going to have a good time. So I love how one race can gather somewhere and have a good time, or a diverse race can gather somewhere and have a good time. I love that about the nightlife, the vibes here, and the environment. So if you want to change the scenery from the mundane club scene or nightlife that's in your hometown, come to Houston and have some real fun, okay? Get cute and go have fun. That's what we do down here. All right, moving on. I love a pro for me is I love the warm falls and winters here, which is definitely a change of scenery for me living in Michigan for 29 years. It gets very cold there. Sometimes we don't even have a spring because winter has took over spring, and sometimes summer is very short because fall will come in and take over and it can get cold real fast. So I have picked a struggle. Is it very hot here right now? Yes, it is. But it's only for a short period of time. And when I can be in the house working and focus. And then, like I said, I come out at nighttime. But I love when I moved here in October, it was beautiful. It was in the 70s. It was breezy skies and just welcoming air and just nice, okay? Your girl needed a breath of fresh air, and Houston brought that to me. Come on, weather, come on. Okay, so I love how I don't have to be freezing cold anymore, and I'm learning to deal with the extreme hot. Okay, balance. Life is about balance. Life is about picking a struggle and working through that struggle, and I have done that. The next thing on my list is clear, beautiful skies. I'm looking at the sky right now through this window, and it is so blue, and the clouds are so white, and it just looks peaceful outside. Like, I wish I could turn the camera around, but it's gonna mess up what I got going on right now while I'm recording. But when I first moved here, the first thing I said was, dang, like the air is different. The skies are different. It's so beautiful. Like, it allowed me to peek my head above the cloud that I had created back home and really look at the world out of a different light. Like, It's so pretty. You know, like you see this picture right here? This is how the sky looks right now. This blue picture is beautiful, and it raises my vibration when I step outside and look up at the sky. Even at nighttime, the stars are brighter. The sky is beautiful, and if that type of stuff matters to you, you're gonna love it. The next thing on my list is, along with higher vibration, the people are nicer. They're more friendly here. Everybody seems more happier with their life, which causes them to smile more and greet people and say excuse me and say you can go first. And I just want to be one of the reasons why people believe there are still good, kind, genuine people in this world. And when you can meet other like-minded people that want to be just as nice as you, things change. You know, you look at, you're happier. Y'all, shout out to everybody who be telling me I'm glowing and I look happier, because I really am. I really am happier. I really am glowing. Let me get a little closer. Okay, I really am happier, you know, and this glow is from God. All praises to him. I am so blessed. I am so gifted and chosen, and I elevate so high. Is my life perfect? No. Do I go through struggles? Yes. Is my faith tested? It's being tested right now. Okay. I just had to talk to God this morning. I talked to him all throughout the day, but specifically because I know I'm in a place right now where my faith is being tested, and I just have to relinquish control and trust. But am I happier because I know things are being worked out in my favor even when I can't see it? Yes. Okay, I'm happier. Come get you some of this happy, okay, energy. All right. And the next thing that is on my list, and nobody else said this in a pros and cons video because I watched before I made my video. I watched to see some things that people were going to say. But what they not telling you is you have less police bothering you down here when you driving. I don't know if it's all in Texas. I'm going to just speak for Houston. Back home in Michigan, there is always police ducked off behind signs on the freeway, ducked off here, ducked off there. And let me knock on wood, because I ain't trying to speak up none, but I've been here for 9 months, going on 10 months now, and the police be chilling. You don't see them just ducked off looking for somebody to get. They don't. And if you do see one, it's every blue moon, and they might be like right behind the toll part. Like it'd be like this little part behind the toll that you go under that they can like pull out and get you. But again, that's once every blue moon. Back in Michigan, you're gonna see one on every corner just stalking, looking to get somebody, you know, and I hate that about like just bothering people. But here they be chilling. You know, they not worried about you. They don't want to get out in this hot sun and give you a ticket, okay? They somewhere minding their business as they should be. So shout out to the Houston police for leaving people alone when they driving, okay? Talk to the other people in the other states and tell them to mind their business too. All right, I'm just speaking on that part, and I'm gonna talk about the cons now. Goodness, I didn't even talk about the pro. So that is a pro. I'm sorry I forgot about that in my pros. The roads being smoother and nicer to drive on is definitely a pro. Before I get into the cons, leave me a comment right now. Tell me some of your pros. Tell me some things that you have heard about the good things that live in Texas, and I want you to leave me a word. I want you to leave me a word: growth. I'm choosing growth because We are growing mentally and physically, and we are expanding our vision. So leave me some growth comments right now. Leave me some growth comments. Leave me some growth comments. All right, y'all ready? Let's get into the cons. Are y'all ready for the cons? Because I was real honest with these cons, because I am not here to sugarcoat anything or make y'all believe something that ain't true, because if I ain't feeling it, I'm not gonna have y'all trying to feel it either. But let's get into the cons. Now, this is number one on my cons list. The rest of them not in order, but this is number one on my cons list. Hair and eyebrows versus price and quality. And I'll break that down a little bit more. Before I moved here, I was looking, all on Instagram and just social media, the internet period, trying to find somebody who I would come to do my hair. Like, if you know me, I'm really big on my hair, whether it's braids, a wrap, a snatch me back ponytail. Okay, I have a certain quality that I want my hair to look like, okay? And for me, it's not about, it's like how can I put this? I want my hair to look a certain way. And that really matters to me. Same with my eyebrows. I want my eyebrows to look a certain way. I'm not just going to anybody for anything. I'm not just going to anybody for nails, for hair, or my eyebrows, because those three things like really matter to me as far as my appearance. It needs to look a certain way. Shout out to my hairstylist Beta, who is back at home in Detroit. I love her and I miss her because I haven't found nobody down here. This is why I'm very natural with my bun today. Okay, this is my hair. But my problem is, when I'm looking at these pictures, the braids ain't that neat, the ponytails ain't that slick, them eyebrows ain't that cute, and I'm just like, dang, you would think that with Houston being so big, there will be more talent here as far as people who can really do some hair. Like, yes, there are people here who do hair and eyebrows and nails, but to my quality and liking, no. So that's one issue. The second issue is, if I do finally run across somebody who I'm like, ooh, they so neat, them braids so crispy, they want $300 for large box braids. Okay? If I do find somebody who I really like how they do eyebrows, them arches is amazing, they want $50 to arch my eyebrows. This is my dilemma, okay? Half the people, I don't like their quality. And then if I do finally find somebody, they want to charge outrageous prices for this stuff. I'm all for paying for good quality and good service, but there is a such thing as price gouging, and just your prices are ridiculous. And I don't care how rich I am, I'm not paying it. So that's just me venting. I tell my friends and family about it all the time. Every time I go back home, I'm in my girl chair, because I'm like, please get this head together before I go back home. Because yeah, but I will say that being more natural has allowed my hair to breathe more and grow more. It's very thick and healthy, so I can just swoop it up, in a little bun ponytail like we got here, and feel beautiful. Just, this is me, okay? Will I get my hair done? Yeah, I just don't know when, and I don't know who's gonna do it. So that's my first con. I took a lot of time on that because y'all need to know how real it is. If you know, like, if you're a girl like me who like don't play about your hair and stuff, you're gonna feel this. Y'all feel it? Okay. The next con on my list, I'm looking around now. It's like it ain't no bugs in here, but big bugs. So if you watch my other video, if you watch the video about places to live, I told a little story in there about a real big roach flying up out the closet when we opened the door. So needless to say, depending on what neighborhoods or what area you go to, there are big roaches. Some of them might fly. Lord, please don't let me run into none that fly. I ain't seen none, and I don't want to see none, but I be hearing about it. But yeah, so it's like every apartment you move in, 9 times out of 10, they gonna have pest control included in your apartment bundle, because they'll come in there and spray. And I do my own spraying too. I purposely did not want to live on the first floor of any place, because that's, you know, bugs are more likely to get in on the first floor. So I opted for a second floor apartment to feel a little bit more safer. But it is bugs in the South, and I know that. You know, I go to Montgomery often, which is Alabama, but to see them and be living with them, you know, you just, and at nighttime you better watch on the sidewalk, because they like shoot across the sidewalk into the other part of the grass. You're like, oh Jesus, I don't like bugs. I don't like flies. I don't like bugs. So this has been an adjustment from me, you know, being a girl from up north. A lot of times it's too cold for bugs and roaches just to be chilling on the sidewalk and, you know, running across the street. But down here, they're real comfortable because it's hot and this is their environment. I can live with them. I can coexist with them. Just don't come in my stuff. Don't come in my apartment. Don't be in my car. If you stay over there, we good. I spray. They come spray. We good. I can live with it. Just stay over there. All right. Next. And I kind of talked about this in my pro, but yes, a con, and a very common con, is the heat. So if you're from the South, it won't bother you as much. If you're from the North, like me, and lived there most of your life, then it is an adjustment to it being 95 degrees every day and little rain in between, sometimes for weeks at a time. It hasn't rained. It's so crazy. When I was in Michigan like a few weeks ago, it rained for 16 days straight. All people was talking about was how much it rained. Now I've been back home for a few weeks. It's been 90s every single day. So it's like the rain or the heat, or the rain and the heat, and then it rains and then it gets hotter in the day. Yeah, right now, like outside right now, it's probably about 94, 95 degrees, which is not my friend. So I tend to go out during the summer months. Well, this is what I'm learning about myself now. So I'm gonna hibernate in the summertime, maybe come out in the nighttime when it's summer, and then you'll really see me on the scene in the fall and the winter months, because I moved here in the fall and the winter, and I really like those temperatures and that weather a lot better than these 90s that we are hit with every day. Okay, so I've just been hibernating most of the summer. I plan to, and come back out either at night or when it's the fall time. So find balance and work it out. The next thing, which is very common here, is traffic, okay? Texas is a very large place. There are millions of people here. There are millions of people in Houston. So everybody has to commute and get around, whether it's from work or just daily activities. So anywhere you go, like 9 to 5 is traffic times. If you don't know that, then you crazy. So whether it's, I don't want to be in traffic at 9 a.m. in Michigan or 5 a.m. in Michigan, let alone 9 a.m. or 5 p.m. in Houston. So once you kind of get a feel for the traffic, like if you have to be in the traffic, then okay, you got to do what you got to do. For me, thank God the Lord has blessed me to be able to work from home, so I avoid the traffic, okay? If you come in flying to see me, do not book no flight around 5 or 9. Because I don't want to come get you. I want to avoid the traffic every way that I can, okay? Pick another date to arrive, because I don't like being in the traffic if I don't have to. If I absolutely have to, of course, I plan ahead. I leave the house real early and I pack my patience and just go with the flow. But if I don't have to be in the traffic, I don't. The next thing on our list is flooding, okay? So everybody tells me, and I've researched, the last real bad flood they had was Hurricane Harvey. But when it was raining for those 16 days, a lot of places were flooding. So you want to make sure before you move here that you check out the flood map and make sure that whatever area that you're moving to does not flood as much. Like my area is where I purposely moved over here in these apartments because they were not in flood areas. And since it has been raining, it doesn't really flood much. Well, I will say one day it was raining really bad, and like the middle area of my apartment, like where the pool at and the barbecue grills and stuff, like it had flooded so bad to where this is the grass and the water was above the grass. And I'm just like, dang, it's really a whole puddle across all the grass. The pool had flooded and started to overflow over the top. So I was just like, wow. So yeah, I would have been a little nervous if I was on the first floor apartment because it was definitely flooding. But as far as like these streets around here, like behind this window that I'm at, I haven't really seen it flood over there. We gonna cross our fingers and pray that it doesn't flood. But yeah, don't live in a flood area because you could regret it later. The next thing on my list is there are no pretty beaches here in Houston. So if you are used to going to a blue, beautiful beach with nice sand, that ain't here in Houston. So don't even come here if you're looking for that. What they got here is pools. There are pools everywhere because it does get hot, so they want to make sure it's a lot of places for you to cool off. But there's no beaches. Like there's a beach that everybody jokingly talk about in Galveston, but it's dirty. They do got like a nice pier and like walk area. So, I would still visit it. I have not visited it yet. I plan to, but from the pictures that I saw and listening to other people talk about it, it's like, dang, okay. So no beaches here. It's not really a lot of beautiful beaches in Michigan either. Now that I'm thinking, there are some beaches, but like pretty and blue and desirable, no, you just need to go to Miami or somewhere out the country for a nice pretty blue beach. There is a place here called the Blue Lagoon. And if you Google that, it's really pretty and blue. It's kind of like a big water park. I do want to visit there. It's like an hour and something away from me, away from Houston. But I do want to visit it because it looks really pretty. And I would go there. I would go there to swim and hang out and have a good time. So yes. And the final last thing on my list is highway tolls. So I mentioned that before about like where the police could be hiding if they are there. But tolls are widely used in Texas and in Houston. It pays for like a lot of stuff here. I'm calling it a con just because it's like an extra expense. To live here, you have to get a toll pass or you will get fat tickets in the mail. So before I even moved here, I had created a toll account so that as I was driving here to make my move, like I was going through tolls and I knew that I would be okay, I would be good. But tolls are a big money market, and I do like how they take the money and put it back into the city. I would even recommend Michigan getting tolls because maybe that would help the roads and expenses of getting things done in Michigan. And the roads will be better. Oh, this video was so long. Okay. Well, I hope that it was very informal to you guys. I wanted to be very thorough and very honest about my personal experiences and my opinion on what I believe my current pros and cons are now living in Houston. I'm gonna do a video, maybe in a few months or so just to give you an update and see if anything has changed. But leave me a comment, tell me some of your pros and cons, in Houston. Tell me what you think. Tell me, would you still move here with some of the pros and cons that I talked about? So make sure that you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on anything else that we got coming on this channel. Okay? Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will talk to you later. Bye.